he's still getting some accommodation from his friends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Oh,
I'll also like
nice.
to share. So
Okay, one
we
more
had one
person.
EP from Germany, and when she went back, she went on to become an ice hacker,
Mm.
and now she's one of the VP OGX for one of the LCs of Germany. Yay!
Wow, really? That's really awesome. Woo! Yay. Cool. So for
Can I
me, I
share?
think I will also share a little bit. Yeah, we can share again later. Okay, we will have a lot of
Yeah, sure.
sharing because it's a conversation session. Okay, great. So thank you so much for all the sharings. I really, really appreciate that you are taking your time to open your microphone and share. So for me, one of the most memorable experience was always the impact that I am giving to the society, or at least the things that I see from my EPs, my students in the school, and everything. But one specific moment that I really remember until now was that there was one EP from Czech Republic. She came to Indonesia. I'm from Indonesia. I was LCVP in Indonesia. She came to Indonesia not knowing that Indonesia is one of the most Muslim population in the world. And when she came, she looked into like the society, and there are a lot of people who are wearing like headscarf like me like this. And then throughout her whole life, her experience hearing about Muslim is always about terrorism. It's always about bomb. It's always about violence, which is not true at all because that is not like what Muslims represent, right? It's just like those are people who claims themselves one thing, and people start to think that it is the label that we are holding. So when she came, her host family is actually a Muslim as well, and then she was asking me like if I can change the host family. And one of the most like the best decision that I made was also to not move her into a new host family, because this is something that she needs to actually face, um, like the differences that Indonesia has than comparing to her country, right? And then she managed to stay until the end of the project. And then when she go home, when she went home, oh yeah, when she back to to her home country, she actually texted me that when she comes home, she will promise herself that she's gonna tell everyone, her family, her friends, that what they think about Muslims is not true at all, because she has been living in Indonesia for 6 weeks, and she has been living with a Muslim family. And that actually one of the most beautiful experience that she has ever had in her life, because she didn't know anything about Muslim before. So I think for me, seeing that powerful impact is always something that keeps me going until today. And sometimes us as a member of GV, or as a member of ISEC in general, uh, take this experience for granted, because we see like what happened before to us was always the bad things. But we sometimes forget that there are also like beautiful things and beautiful connections that we can get through ISEC. And there was one moment that I was very curious on, like, okay, let's see what kind of project that we have, right? So I was scrolling through expa, like, and then these are the things that I found so far. And this in this very moment, I realized that if I were an EP, I was like, oh, I want to go for an exchange. And then I go to ISEC, um, I know about ISEC, and then I go to the website, and then these are the things that I have found. And one thing that I realized here is that first, our opportunities here that we are projecting, or that we are showcasing, is not very consistent. It is not all the same, or like it is the quality that we are projecting here is different from one project to another. And I think that this is something that is very saddening, I think, because like, imagine if you were someone who wants to go for an exchange to another country that you have never been before, and then you need to spend a lot of money, you need to spend your time, 6 weeks to do something for the society there in another country. And then you see this kind of opportunities on the system itself, like project. How are they going to think about our organization? How are they going to think about, like, if this is going to be something that they wanted to pay for or spend time for 6 weeks for? Yes, so somehow we are not delivering our promises. Like, if you remember back in 2015, or if you know the history of GV, back in 2015, we agreed, we signed the contract with United Nations that we, as ISEC, as a one of the biggest youth organization, that we are going to help them to make sure that we are contributing to the sustainable development goals. But with this kind of like experience that we are providing, we are not really delivering our promises. And now I would like to share with you my experience when I was in MCVP IGV in Malaysia. Yeah. So one of the project that we are running there as a national project, and also implementing global project, is SDG number 12, that is responsible consumption and production. And when we did the research, and guess how many or how much do Malaysian people household disposed food in 2018? Okay, whoa. 10,000 tons. Yes. Uh-huh. Okay. You know what? The fact is, none of it is true. Okay, so Malaysian household disposed. How do I close? Wait. I need. No, there is no. Okay, wait 1 second. This always happen. I'm sorry. Yeah, so there are 16,000 tons that Malaysian household dispose food in a daily basis. And the saddening part is that this amount of food is enough to feed 12 million people 3 times a day. And that is what we wasted for every day, only the household. Like, imagine the restaurant, imagine this, imagine that. This is only for the household. So seeing this, of course, my predecessors in 2016 think like, okay, this is something that we really need to do something on. This is something that we wanted to stand for as young people, as an organization, in order for us to be relevant to our society. So they created this project that is called Clean Our Plate. And the aim for this project is, first, we wanted to create awareness about food waste. We wanted to change how the society think about wasting their food, and to influence young people to actually take action when they see someone or something that is wasting their food. So we wanted to create all of this through our project. And of course, us as ISEC, right, we are young people. We are 17, 18, 20 maximum years old, and we know nothing about like how do we run a project. We know nothing about how to manage food waste, or we know nothing about food management, how does it work, or how to stop them. Hence, for us, ISEC in Malaysia, we have first the project consultant. These are the partners that are actually giving us a lot of insight and inputs on how can we run the project in a way that it's going to actually tackle the problems that we wanted to, the problems that we see in the society. Because us as ISEC, we are not the expert. We are just a student. Like, I myself don't know anything about food waste. Like, I didn't really study that or in university. So for us, like, there are a lot of things that needs to be done, or that needs to be improved, right? So that's why we have a project consultant. We have NGO Hub, Myco, and also MySafe Food. So these are the consultants that are actually giving us a lot of inputs for it. And hence, 2 years later, after we run the project, Electrolux and IOI Properties. Electrolux is a global partner that is actually giving us, sponsoring us money to run the project, because they believe that our project can impact the society somehow. So in 2019, they actually sponsor us €5,900 for us to do the project for two global projects. Yeah. And then our national partner, that is IOI Properties, supported us with €1,900 because they also believe that with partnering with ISEC, they can actually see the value of what we can do for the society itself. And by partnering with ISEC, they can actually see it happening or being implemented to the society itself. And of course, last but not least, without schools or without any opportunity provider that can give us a space to do the project, we will never make this project happen. So of course, we have schools that they are providing us time. They letting their students to attend the workshops, awareness that we are doing in our projects. So yes, we are partnering with high school students because that is our main participant target. And then in the end, can you guess how many actually the food that is food waste reduction that we have? 32.7%. Yes, this number is not like whoa, 80%. Or whoa, a lot of numbers out of 100, but I think for me 32.7% is actually still like the small steps that we can actually get to get to 100% of food waste that is reduced. But I think that it's going to take us a long way. But I think for me 32.7 is actually a really good milestone for us to achieve, because we only implemented for like 3 years now. Yes, I know that ISEC in Malaysia have a really long way to go, but I think that I would like to appreciate the milestone that we achieved so far. Yes, so that was the story. And then with that, 32.7% is not like a one man's effort that is given to the project, but we had exchange participants, we had schools, we had project, we have students, and most important is that we have 6 LCs that is running this project that is aligned to global project. So for me, like 32.7% is a huge number, because before that we didn't even know like how many, because we didn't really see we didn't really measure the impact that we're creating. But now, looking into the progress that we have already made, these 6 LCs make it happen. So shout out if you are from UNMC, Heriawat, Johor Bahru, UKM, UPM, and UM. If you are here, I really appreciate the predecessors, your predecessors, the way they do the project. So yeah, imagine if this is only happen in ISEC in Malaysia, or this only happen in Malaysia. Like, can you imagine how many projects we can create, how many food waste we can reduce if we are all implementing this project, let's say, and we are actually measuring the impact. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a lot of projects. So for me, like throughout my entire experience in GV, there are 2 things that needs to be taken care of. The first one is, of course, the quality of the project. How are we making sure that our project is consistently good? Because we don't want to have a project that is like one peak is good, next peak is not, or like one LC is good, one LC is not. So that is something that I always have in my mind when I am running a project. Because all of you are here are LCVPs, right? Like for LCVP IGV, like if you're running more than like one project in your LCs, like how can you make sure that your project is like 2 of your projects are actually having the same good quality? Or if you are an OGV or marketing, when you are promoting your IR partner, right, you wanted to choose those projects or those LCs that are actually consistent with their quality, because you don't want to promote a project that is giving a bad experience to the EPs, right? If yes, then I don't know what to say. And the second one is the collective effort. The collective effort here is like, okay, creating project is IGV's job, but this is also an effort that PD needs to take care of, because you are the one who's going to sell the project to the partners. OGV, you are the one who's going to promote the projects to the young people. Marketing, you're going to be the one who's creating all the campaigns and everything to your young people, to the customer, right? So this is a collective effort that needs to be going hand in hand together if we wanted to create a good experience of project, or at least impact to the society. Yes, and then as I said, in 2016, there are like global project that ISEC International came up with, and they actually partnering with externals to co-create the project and see like, okay, what kind of project can we that is actually relevant to all entities, what kind of methodology that we need to have before our LCs are starting our project, what kind of materials do they need, what kind of resources are we going to provide to everyone that is relevant to all ISECers globally. So this is what global project looks like. This is only one example, but maybe if you are running like a national project, you may also, like, some of national projects actually grow project. Like for example, for Malaysia, one of the Clean Our Plate is actually a global project that is run nationally. So maybe you are also by default running global project, but you didn't realize. But this is the one of the example of how a global project looks like. But yes, let me know if I speak too fast. Is everything okay now? Do you have any question? I cannot see the chat. Good. Okay. Perfect. So what does it mean when you are running global project, right? So first, global project, or actually like GV project in general, needs to have design for impact framework. So D4I stands for design for impact framework that is contributing to particular SDG targets. So for marketing or OGV, if your IR partners is not if their project is not contributing to particular SDGs, they are not a global GV project. So don't send these people to these projects. So only if your project is created by this framework, that is counted as a GV project and Go project. And then the second one is they have all well map out a set of activities that is created for 6 weeks, designed for 6 weeks, and to have a very clear measurable outcomes to the project itself. So that is what makes a global project. Question. Cool. Perfect. Now you know what global project is, what it means if you're running global project or ISEC project in general. I hope that it is clear. Cool. So how does a global project looks like? So there are very, very simple steps that you can see from here. The first one is, what is the kind of issues or what are the needs that you need to address before you create a project? Like for example, in my case, in my example, is that in Malaysia there are 16,000 tons of food wasted daily. So that is the kind of issue that I wanted to tackle in my society, right? And then what target of group that you are acting on, or who will benefit from this project? So for us, we are targeting high school students that is from 14 to 17 years old. Why? Because they are actually they are old enough to understand that this is an issue, but at the same time they have the energy because they are very young, and they have the energy, they have the motivation to actually do something good for the society. So that's why we are targeting high school students. And then what kind of activities that will be generated? So the activities are like, for example, we go to we do the awareness to schools. We teach the student on what does it mean if you waste food, or how to not recycle, like how to manage food waste. Like for example, if you are cooking, how do you use all the materials so that you don't waste that food? So this kind of activities that is generated there. And then what direct inputs outputs that will be produced. It is not in sequence, but it's okay, we can fix it. Yeah, so the outputs that I was looking for is actually the number of food or kilogram of food that is waste prevented in the community, and then people educated on reducing, reusing, and also recycling. So these are the outputs that we are looking to uh, for the project itself. And then the next one is, what are the short and midterm outcomes that will be generated through the project itself? So for example, here for our project, we have the change of capacity, so increasing the awareness about food waste in youth in Kuala Lumpur, and then change of behavior, increasing the confidence for people to take the action to prevent food waste in their school. And then the big goal is the target of the SDG is SDG 12.3, and you can see by 2030, half per capita global food waste at the retail and consumer levels, and reduce food losses along production and supply chains, including post-harvest and losses. So this is the steps on how you are creating a global project, and it's very simple, which you will see later. And okay, you're asking me, okay, with these steps, with these 6 steps, animations. So how, with this all together, how do we know if we are impactful or not, or how do we know if we are actually progressing from A to Z? Like, what is the progress? And with global project, this is actually how we are measuring the impact. First is we collect all the data, we collect all the context, we collect all the data and context, and also and all the stakeholders that might be interested in our project. And then we analyze those data that we are creating, that we are collecting. We analyze all the resources that we have. We analyze all the partners that actually relevant to be our partners. Then after that, we report. Like if you see the result that I gave to you, like how many exchange participants, how many LCs running, how many food is wasted, this is all in the report part. Is everything clear until now? Cool. So now, enough with me talking. Let's create a project. Woo! Cool. So what's gonna happen is that we will have 20 groups. Cool. So later you will be assigned, as usual, you will be assigned automatically to the groups. And then each group should have leader, timekeeper, note taker. And then there will be 2 parts. There will be like 10 minutes and 10 minutes. So but you will see later, you don't have to worry about that. And then everyone needs to go to this link, bit.ly/APC -GP, stands for Global Project. And then resources are already provided with the SDGs there, targets, goals, framework is already there. And then you can choose whatever project that you want. Is that clear? Nice. I like that. Thank you so much for responding. Cool. So let's go to the group, to the breakout room now. Bye. Oh, no, they already know. Cool. So see you later.
What are we doing?
Hi guys.
Hi.
Okay. Do you guys have the link?
Okay, yeah, I just opened the link. So we're gonna discuss about the project that we're gonna choose right in this breakout room.
Yes. So you're gonna, based on the link that you have, you can discuss. Give me a
Okay, cool.
second. Okay. So we can assign a team leader. Who want to be the team leader? You can raise your hand. Guys, someone. Okay. I'm gonna assign you, Regina, UP, as team leader.
Okay then. But can you guys the rest also open unmute your mic so we can discuss it, because I'm really confused how it works.
Okay, sure. I'll open the link.
Okay, cool. If you guys open the link.
Hi guys, can you share the link, because I found problem with my connection, so I just joined this breakout room.
Okay.
Thank you.
I
Okay, guys, keep going on. If you need any help, ask for the help. I'll be come and help you guys. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Hi guys, you guys are supposed to be in a breakout room. Can you please join a breakout room? You're not supposed to be in this room.
People, how is the project creation? You can open your microphone. One person share.
I'll go.
What was the challenges that you faced?
Yeah, I'll go.
Was it fun?
It was
Okay.
very fun.
Yeah.
Can I go?
Right. Who's going?
Shalini, you can go.
Okay.
Okay, Sarah.
Yeah. Hi.
Ah,
I'll go.
okay,
Okay.
Sarah
Hi,
first and then
everybody.
Shalini.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm myself Shalini. I'm from ISEC in Surat, and my experience was amazing. We were talking, and everybody was popping with something new and different, and I feel this was really nice experience to go for. Bye. Thank you.
Nice. Oh my God, I'm so happy to hear that. Okay, your favorite Kofasi. Hey, I'm also Kofasi.
Oh,
You forget. Okay. The next one.
I'll go.
Sarah.
Yes.
Yes.
Hi. Saul. I'm LCB Marketing from ISEC in Chennai, India. Right.
Uh-huh.
So I was in group number 3, and we were working on first deciding which SDG to focus on, which was quite interesting. Because in the end, we could not choose which SDG to focus on. So what we did was we chose a random number generator, and we landed on SDG number 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was gender equality. So in that, we chose a specific target that we want to only work towards reducing child and forced marriages. So that's the goal we focus on specifically. And then we created a project and how people could raise awareness. And we also looked up data backing up our project and what could be the problems that we could solve with the project. So I had a lot of fun working with Jacob from Australia.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Cool.
I'll
Thank you
share
so much,
our
everyone.
groups also. So
Okay, wait.
when we got
We
into
don't
the
have much time. Can we share later after this? Let's share in the Facebook, okay? I'm sorry. I love that you're sharing. I really do. But I really do wish that we have more time. Okay. But thank you so much for your participation. I really do see a lot of progress from all of you. So I'm really excited to read all through the project together later after this. So if you ask me, right, so why global project in this crisis situation? Okay, the tech guy is like keep moving with the poll. Okay, anyway, so if you ask me like why global project in this crisis situation? Yeah, because sales delegate. Okay. Yeah, because as last time, if you remember in our very first session in this APC, Xiaomei actually shared that a crisis is an opportunity in disguise, because in this period of time, right, there are a lot of things that is going on. But as what we can do now is to look into the opportunity that we can have. Like for example, for IGV right now, what you can do is to reflect on what are the things that you can do, or what kind of project that you ran last time in the winter peak. How was it? Was it good? How was the impact measurement? How was the co-creation part? How did you work with your IR partners? How did you work with the schools? And for OGV and marketing, like how are you going to improve the way you are selling the project? How are you going to improve the way that you are understanding what your customer wants, like what you learned yesterday in the lead management with me? And for PD, like how did you creating the value proposition for the project itself? So there are a lot of things that is actually we can do, like instead of like looking into like, oh my god, we cannot fund project this summer peak, there is nothing that we can do. There are actually a lot of things that we can do. So just now you experience how a project was created, and it is also very important for OGV to actually understand how the process of project creation, so that when you are explaining to the EPs like, hey, you want to go to this project, this is how the project was created. You know what I mean? So this is the kind of thing that we can now do with our members to reflect on what has happened in the past. And then with this, let's say, global project, this is the thing that we can actually look into in the future. And to create an impactful project, right, we need time. As you know, like 20 minutes is not enough, of course, because there are a lot of brainstorming. There are a lot of things that we wanted to implement. There are a lot of things that we wanted to create in our society. But it needs time. Like if let's say we cannot run the project in the summer peak, but we can like only after July, but let's say we can plan from now on for our winter peak. And it requires a lot of research on what are the best projects that can be implemented in my LC. What is the thing that the young people wants to see in a project, and so what kind of project are they going to be interested in? And we need a partners. We need partners. We need to choose the partners. We need to tap the right partners that is actually aligned with what we want as a project. So this is the things that we can do at the moment to make sure that we can create an impactful project that we need later on. So if you ask me like, what if GV doesn't exist? Like this is the kind of question that I ask myself a lot of time as regional manager GV. What if GV didn't exist? And how would the world be different without GV? So for me, to be very honest, the world is not going to change in any ways, because it is impossible to change the world with like one project. It's impossible. It's very hard. It requires a lot of people. But to me, what is important is to actually change someone's world. And for me, in my story that I shared in the very beginning, the story of my EP from Czech Republic, the one that someone that who didn't know Muslim into someone who will tell their friends that Muslim is a religion that is like everyone else. Is they're just people, and it's just a faith that people believe in. It's not like a bad thing. So for me, changing the world is impossible, but changing one's world is something that we can do as ISEC and as GV in general. And the choice is yours. Why? Because you are the leaders of the LCs. You are the ones who can make things happen. You have the power. You have the resources. You have the decision. If you want to listen to your MC, let's say, you want to listen to regional office, you want to listen to AI, it's all in your hand. So it depends on you on how you want to create the best project that can ever have, the best experience for your EP, the best experience for your partners. The choice is always yours. And yeah, is there any questions? So that would be the session for Go project. Don't forget to fill in the feedback form that will be sent in the group. Thank you so much for joining in. Share your learnings. I'm sorry that we cannot share, but you have my Telegram. If you still want to share with me, feel free. I'm there. I'm the potato one. If you see any potato in the group, that is me. Don't forget to also check out on Instagram. And remember to apply for APC award. And yeah, that's all. I still really, really want to have a conversation with you, but yes, we don't have time. I hope we have more time, but we don't. Cool. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Gina.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Gina.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Gina.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gina.
Thanks. No worries.
Thank you, Gina.
Thanks. Bye-bye.